Hello and welcome to another rendition of Math is Easy, Step by Step. So today I'd like to talk about in this video the rules for multiplying with exponents. It's very simple. When you multiply, you're multiplying the coefficient, that's the number in front of the variable typically, or you're multiplying the constant, which is number to number, and then the rule is that you add your exponents. So anytime you're multiplying with exponents, the rule is you add the exponents, right? It's okay to multiply exponents with like terms or non-like terms. So whether they're the same letter, the same variable, the same number, or different numbers, different variables, you can still multiply. You're going to add the like term. So remember, in adding and subtracting, you had to have the like terms. But when you multiply or divide, you do not have to have like terms. They can be non-like terms. Um, Although, when the bases are the same, and you're multiplying and dividing, you want to keep those bases the same. And then if asked to simplify further, if asked to simplify those bases with the exponential powers. I'll be going over some of those examples a little later on as I cover some of the more exponential rules in the next following few days. So let's go ahead and go over some examples so you can see what it is I'm talking about here. And again, if I'm going too fast, please, please, please um, pause, rewind, do as you need to do in order to understand, okay? So here in example number 1, I have x times 3x to the third power. And for those of you just joining me and haven't seen any previous videos, I talk about invisible ones. This term, this value of x, has an invisible one in the denominator's place, although this represents the exponential power we're starting with. There's an invisible one in the coefficients, that's the numbers place in front of the letter x, or variable. And then there's an invisible one in the exponential, excuse me, in the exponents place here, as you can see. I put a dot, dot, dot to show this is invisible. They're not going to show you this. They're going to go x times 3x cubed. That's it in the problems. But once you show these invisible ones, it will clarify what you need to do. So if you don't understand that, please revert back to some of my prior videos. I do talk about these invisible ones. It clarifies. So the rule is when you multiply, you're going to multiply coefficient, that's the number in front of the letter or variable, with coefficient. Okay? And then the rule is you add the exponents when you multiply. This term means multiplications. Okay? So 1 times 3 is 3. X times x, we're going to keep that base the same. And when you multiply with variables, you add, multiplying variables with exponents, you add the exponents. 1 plus 3 is 4. So again, 1 times 3, 1x times 3x, or 1 times 3 is 3. We keep that x. 1 plus 3 is 4. And so let's take a look at the next example here, number 2. Example number 2. So in this example, many times you'll have a problem. It's just going to say y times y. That's it. Well, I'm telling you, show your invisible ones. It's going to clarify a lot of things for you. It's going to really open up some of the confusion that people have when it comes to mathematics. And so 1 times 1, and when the rule is when you multiply, you add these exponents. So that's what I'm showing you in the next step. 1 times 1 is 1. We have the y's attached, so the y will stay attached. You do not have to put that 1 in front of the y, but you can. It clarifies things. And then the rule is when you multiply with exponents, you add the exponents. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. So when you're multiplying y times y, now you can see why the answer would be 1y squared, or just y squared. Hopefully that helps to clarify a lot of confusion. Let's take a look at another example. We're multiplying with like terms. I'll give you a little preview of number 4 example here. So number 3, we have 3 times 3 to the 4th power. Again, show the invisible 1. There's an invisible 1 in that exponent's place. It's going to really clarify things for you. And this term means multiply again. So moving it forward, showing that invisible 1, we have 3 times 3. The rule is you add the exponents. And when the base is the same, like here, you keep the base the same. We can simplify that further later on, but really we're just focused on the rules for multiplying with exponents. So we're going to keep that base the same, 3 times 3. We keep that the same. The base is a 3. So keep 3 the same in your answer. And then the rule is when you multiply with exponents, 1 plus 4 is 5. So 3 to the 5th power. And if you want to simplify this further, you would multiply 3 times itself 5 times. So 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 equals 3 to the 5th power. Hopefully that helps out in further understanding the rules for multiplying with exponents. So here we go, number 4. We have z to the 3rd power times 2 to the 2nd power. Now you're thinking, how am I going to multiply a letter with a number? That's crazy. Well, not if you show that invisible 1, right? When you multiply or divide with exponents, the terms or the bases, they don't have to be the same. What's in front of that z? There's an invisible 1. That's 1z. So show your invisible 1. Show that invisible 1 in front of that z to the 3rd power. Now we can multiply. What is 2 times 1? 2 times 1 is 2 to the 2nd power. And we keep that z to the 3rd power. 2 to the 2nd power, or just 2 times 1, or 2 to the 2nd power times 1 is 2 to the 2nd power. Z to the 3rd power just stays attached through multiplications. Z was attached to that invisible 1. 2 times 1 is 2. And that power of 2 is attached to that coefficient now of 2, which just simply means 2 times 2. 2 times itself, 2 squared. 2 times 2 is 4z to the 3rd power. So you could simplify this term. And if we were going to break it down a little bit further, you could see how this term here would turn into 2 squared is 2 times 2. Z cubed, remember 2 and that z are attached through multiplications. Z cubed breaks down to be z times z times z. Now this is written in expanded form, and both of these mean the exact same thing. 2 times itself twice times z times itself 3 times. Hey, I'm hoping that this is making things a little bit clearer for you. Now you just got to do an internet search, find problems adding, subtracting, multiplying with exponents, and make sure you include your answers with answers when doing your internet search for different problems to practice. Hey, hopefully this has been helpful. Math is easy. Take it step by step.